Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Froe Show. My name is Frank Mankins. I'm joined, as always, by my beautiful co-host, Joe Murray. Okay, I'm coming back.
You gotta fade it now with your toe.
Hold on.
Come on, you got it.
Cool.
You got it. Yeah, very nice.
That went surprisingly well. Okay, hold on. You talk while I
back.
flip back over.
I want you to explain
I
why.
just smashed myself in the head with my knee. All right, what's up?
What's up? Not much. Not much.
Not a lot. What did you say while I was flipping?
What went through your head to make you want to do that?
I've been doing yoga.
So I'm gonna hang upside
So
down.
I'm gonna hang upside down. That was the extent of my thought. It wasn't a long thought process. If I'm honest with you.
Love it. Love it.
It was fun though. I had a good time. What's up? How you doing?
Yeah, good.
My mic is struggling. All right, we're good.
We good?
Episode 78, baby.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's getting up there.
Woo. It's getting up there. It's really getting up there. Yeah. Hello.
Hi.
How's your week?
Good.
Yeah.
Busy.
Yeah.
Busy.
We ate way too much chicken last night.
Oh, it was the best.
Yeah.
It was the best.
Anyway, should we get right into it?
Yes, we should.
All right.
I want to hear what you have to say.
It's hot. It is hot today.
It is warm in here.
I'm struggling. I should not have worn jeans.
You should not have done parkour to begin the episode.
Parkour. No, it was yoga.
Okay.
It was yoga with a core workout to press the theme song button.
So is yoga just slow parkour?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I stand by that. All right.
Moving right along.
Moving right along. So I want to talk about marketing today, which sounds really boring, but I promise it's really interesting. So I've been doing this marketing course, and I've realized that a lot of it transfers really easily. My fly is open. It transfers really easily into creative fields, particularly creative fields, just because of how universal it is. So a lot of stuff that I've just assumed or kind of just guessed is correct, I've had completely thrown out the window, and I have a whole new view of how this stuff works now. So basically, the course that I've been doing focuses really heavily on getting a potential person from seeing your ad for the first time ever to becoming a buyer to then becoming a loyal customer. And so there's obviously a whole process to get these people through your line of ads and emails and things like that to get them into becoming a buyer and then becoming loyal to your brand. So I'm just going to go through, I have like 30 pages of notes.
Oh, damn.
And I am just going to go through and I'm going to take some highlights because it's all in order of least complex to most complex. And I'm just going to pick through it and we're going to talk about it a little bit. So, you know, we'll chat and you can ask questions and we'll talk and it'll be great.
Yeah.
So, the first thing that I learnt was that one of the biggest disconnects that people have, particularly in larger companies, but also when you're doing individual stuff, is that the people that are coming up with the ideas are not the people who are making it. So you get a lot of times someone will come up with an idea for an ad campaign, and then they have no hand in the process of actually making it. So the actual alignment between the strategy and the people creating it is out of whack. So that is one of the biggest things that causes a disconnect between the actual marketing and the actual idea. So I thought that was really interesting. But one of the biggest things that you need to do straight off the bat before you start doing anything in terms of marketing is you need to come up with a goal. So I think that we should work through this together through this episode. It doesn't have to be an actual goal, but just come up with something, and then we can kind of come up with ideas throughout the episode, and we'll kind of build our own little funnel.
Okay. Do we want to talk about what we were talking about just before the show, or?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So, do we want to do yours then? Do an audio thing?
Sure.
So, what would be your goal?
Oh. As in, do we want to be selling something or doing like services? Or
Selling
both?
something.
Both.
Let's say selling.
something.
Let's say for simplicity's sake, selling something. So your goal can be.
See, I would be thinking like, if we sell services, as in doing mixing or doing sound design for a certain amount of time or something.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a service would be easier for this exercise in particular. But your goal doesn't have to be that specific. Your goal can just be, have 100 people see it, or
Oh, okay. That's what you mean.
yeah,
Okay.
like a specific thing.
Have like. Yeah, I reckon get like 10,000 people to see it.
10,000. Okay, big goal. Have 10,000 people
Stretch goal.
to see it, or see it in an ad, or view the actual web page, like the store page.
Okay, yeah, I like that. Let's say 1,000 to go to this page,
All right,
the store
great.
page.
So that's the goal that we're now working towards.
Yep.
Is you want 1,000 people to just visit the store page
Yep.
and see the product. All right, cool. So then your next step, which we won't do now, is to identify micro goals that you need to actually get to that goal.
Right.
So, for example, if you want 1,000 people to view your page, micro goals, build the page,
Yeah.
have something on the page, start putting ads towards the page, have 10,000 people see the ad, of which 10% will go through to the next step, things like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Then, so that's your overarching goal, is have 1,000 people view that. That now becomes your only goal. So
Okay.
there is nothing else. So it's one goal, one focus, one plan of attack. If you do too many things at once, you're going to spread yourself too thin, and you're not going to have anything else you're going to have too much to focus on.
Yeah.
So then your next step is to identify your ideal customer.
Yeah.
So this is down to the specifics.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you some questions,
Yeah.
and you're gonna give me your ideal customer. So first of all, you're gonna come up with a name for them.
Like a normal name?
Yeah.
Like Johnny.
All right, Johnny.
Johnny.
What's their age?
Let's say, I reckon late 20s.
All right, so
28?
so go specific. 28.
28.
Okay. And they're a male. Are they married?
No.
Do they have kids?
No.
Okay. Where are they based?
Brisbane.
Okay.
Oh, Gold Coast. Gold Coast.
Gold Coast. What industry are they in?
The film industry.
Okay. What's their job title?
Oh. What about like a producer?
Okay. Can you get more specific?
Like a I don't want to say executive producer because they wouldn't have a lot to do with me. Like, I don't know, like the visual producer? No. I don't know. Can you help me out?
Assistant producer?
Yeah. I'm trying to think like not of like the whole thing, but of just sort of the creative. Maybe
Right.
assistant like creative producer or something.
Right. I would go even smaller and say
Smaller?
like Foley artist.
Oh, that's like, hey, let's go one up from that and go.
First of all, what are you trying to sell
Or
them?
the mixer.
What are you trying to sell them?
I like the Atmos pack sort of thing.
Okay.
Or so it's for someone who doesn't need, or who's not looking for a Foley artist sort of thing.
Okay.
So maybe smaller, even smaller than that, like short film sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Student film sort of
No,
stuff.
go someone this is their job.
Okay.
Because a student is not going to buy an Atmos pack.
No. Well, okay, let's go sound mixer.
Okay, done. What's their annual income?
If it's full time,
Yeah.
80K?
All right. What are they driven by?
Personally or?
No, like what would sorry. what drives them to be better in their job?
This is a tough question.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm going to skip through the next couple so we don't spend ages here, but this is kind of just to give you an idea of...
what drives them? I don't know. Getting a quality product.
Yeah?
Like
Yeah, that...
making a quality product for the client.
Yeah, done. All right.
And having it better quality every time, sort of thing.
Yeah. What do they struggle with most in their job?
Time.
Time. Okay. What could they eliminate? What do they wish they could eliminate within their job?
I reckon this is something that I have a lot of trouble with, and it's like, I want to say the film people, but just because it's really hard to get film from them in time to meet your deadlines.
So would you say that? So the extension of that then would be time, again.
Yeah, and working with, the creators of the film to be able to meet your deadlines as well as theirs.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And then, what would be the one reason that they say no to your product?
Because it doesn't suit their client's needs as well, and they can just go record it themselves.
Okay.
Or pay someone to record it rather than paying me for the already recorded sounds.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. So there's obviously that was a very abridged version. There's a lot more questions. So each section has 5 to 7 questions.
Wow.
And you're supposed to do that for 3 different customers. And you build this idea of 3 different people that you're directly targeting.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got Johnny now. Johnny is the person that we're targeting. But the idea is that you have 3 different avenues that you can then create funnels for. So you've then got Johnny, the sound mixer, and then, for example, you could have Amy, the student short film person who's doing a whole film by themselves, and then you've got David, who's like a documentary filmmaker who's working at like 180K a year.
Yeah.
But he's purely film, so he needs a sound pack.
Yeah.
So then you've got those 3 different avenues with completely different sales funnels and completely different ways to market to that you then can work towards.
Wow.
So the general idea of a sales funnel is that you get people from being a new person who has never seen your product before, and they go through this funnel. So just imagine it's like a big upside down triangle. They go from the top of the triangle, which is the biggest pool of people, and then as they come down the funnel, less and less people are going through, but by the time you're at the bottom, these are the people that are genuinely engaged and interested in your product. Mm-hmm. So because you're marketing to people so specifically, your product doesn't necessarily have to be the best in the area. It just has to be the best marketed product. Mm-hmm. So there's more than enough like preset packs that I have personally bought from very, very large influencers that I bought and immediately regretted because they suck. But they were marketed really, really well. So obviously you don't want your product to suck, but the idea is that, the marketing is the most important part for this aspect. Now, the funnel is a super easy way to visualize it, but it is kind of more like a spider's web. You've got like people that come through from Facebook and Instagram and Google ads, and then they go, So it's a lot more complex than that, but basically the funnel works like this. So you've got 3 sections is the easiest way to think about it. The top of the funnel, its goal is to attract new targeted visitors. So targeted being the specific word there. These are people that, from your research and from your understanding, will be specifically engaged in your product. So this is not just blasted out to all 7.5 billion people on the planet and hope some people are interested. This is advertising on Facebook, making that, particularly for Johnny, making it so that it is targeted towards people in the film industry who are working on small films, who have an interest in high fidelity sound, for example. So Ways to get people into the top of your funnel is things like blog posts, social media posts, videos on YouTube, paid advertising, so Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, organic reach, everything. Basically, everything under the sun can get people into the top of your funnel. But obviously, the more that you use ads and the more that you pay, the more targeted it can be.
Yeah.
And then those people are going to click through onto your ad or onto your targeted post, and then they're going to end up in the middle of your funnel. So the middle of the funnel, that section's goal is to capture and to nurture potential leads. So now you've turned them from new targeted visitors into potential leads. So these are now people that have seen your product and are at least interested enough to have clicked through onto your site.
Yeah.
So the goal in this section is really just one main thing, which is get their information. So the easiest way to do this is to get their email address through a free download. So whether that's an ebook, PDF, a free audio file, whatever, just get their email address and put them on a mailing list. Because everything else is fleeting. A YouTube channel, an Instagram page, a Facebook page can all be taken down overnight.
Yeah.
An email list can't. You always have that information, unless people unsubscribe, of course. But this is under the impression that these people are interested and engaged in your product enough that they want to be getting consistent emails from you. So then these people become email subscribers, and you can start marketing to them through emails. So then those people that enter their email then become the bottom of your funnel, which that goal is to turn these potential leads into customers. So that's significantly more targeted. That's starting to actually nurture those leads, send them emails being like, we've got this deal today, or here's an article that we thought you'd find interesting. And if you want to learn more or you want something related, here's a product that you can buy. Things like that. So the framework, I'm reading this directly from my writing, the framework is based on the idea that the number of people you attract to the entry point is going to be much larger than the amount of people who will still show interest far enough down to be leads or customers. And then you can amplify things like that, like your organic reach, by putting money behind it with ads and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
But I've got a bunch of really specific metrics that I'll really, really quickly gloss through. These aren't as interesting, but I think they're pretty cool. So there's obviously a lot of metrics that you have to keep track of for each section. So for top of the funnel, metrics are traffic, percentage of new sessions and new visitors, your bounce rate. So your bounce rate is the percentage of traffic that ended up on your website but then didn't do any further actions. They didn't put in their email address. They didn't click through to another page on your site. They just got there and left. So the higher that number is, makes it clear that whatever you're doing in your ad is not relating well enough to what you're putting on your site, because people are getting there and then going, oh, this isn't what I expected, and then they're leaving. Yeah. And then so strategies for your top of your funnel, things like content marketing. So make free content that is targeted and provides value to people and advertise that. So whether that's a video on Facebook or a blog post or an article, whatever, make it free and make it directly targeted to that person. So for example, Johnny, who's working on a short film and needs audio, you could make a blog post that's like how to make audio cheap for short films. And then at the bottom have something like, if you want free audio pack for your short film, download here, and then give them 5 things or whatever. And then the other strategy for top of the funnel is PR. So that's things like podcasts, be interviewed or interview people, reach out to media, pitch to publications, and go to larger publications and ask if you can guest post for them. So I don't know what the pages would be for audio, but you could go in the photography world, you could go to someone like Moment and ask if you could guest post on their site. Things like that.
Yeah.
So they're building your own credibility and positioning yourself as a leader in that area by being a guest poster on several different sites and being an expert by proxy, essentially.
Mm.
Then you've also got, I'm going to run through the rest of these very quickly because these are pretty obvious. Social media marketing, so YouTube, Pinterest, TikTok, that all do organic growth. Everything else you have to pay for. So Facebook, Instagram, you all have to pay for to get any real growth. Organic growth is essentially dead on those sites.
Wow.
SEO, which is search engine optimization. So things like videos, make sure the titles are clear and easily searchable. So, for example, if you want to make a video on digital marketing 101, a beginner's guide, things like that. Stuff that people can search directly and find very, very quickly. Then you've got things like influencers, joint ventures. So could you potentially get an influencer to review your product or pay them to look at your product or share it or whatever. And then paid media, which I've already talked a little bit about. That's just advertising.
Yeah.
Regular old social media advertising. And then you've got your middle of the funnel. So things to look for in terms of metrics for the middle of the funnel is visitor to lead conversion rates. So people that are going on your site and then entering their email, those people, what is the percentage of people that are actually getting to the site and then putting their email in? And then the next thing to track is how many people are actually on your email list. How many people have you got in total? And then once that happens, your next metric is how many of those people are actually opening your emails and are actually reading them. And if people aren't reading them and aren't engaging with your emails, you can just boot them from your email list because they're not paying attention anyway. So it doesn't matter. The big focus for the middle of the funnel is on connecting with people and providing value. So actually engaging with them and giving them things that actually help them in their day-to-day life. So that's things like giving them PDF resources, ebooks, free training, and just giving them stuff that gets them excited.
Yeah.
A lot of the time that is giving them freebies. So giving them free audio, giving them a free textbook, whatever. And making sure that that appeals directly to those people. So not just making it some generic catch-all, here's a free sound of a dragon.
Yeah.
Making it really, really specific to those people. Anyway, that's just the middle of the funnel is being nice to those people and making friends with them and making them really, really trust your brand. And you're not, in the top of the funnel and in the middle of the funnel, you're not trying to sell to them.
Right.
None of that is selling. That is just building a relationship with them and making sure that they are confident in your brand. And then you get to the bottom of the funnel. So the bottom of the funnel is where you're actually actively trying to get people to pay you. So things to pay attention to in terms of metrics for the bottom of the funnel: total revenue, number of new customers, revenue per customer, so their lifetime value, and their conversion rate, so how many people are actually coming into the bottom of the funnel and then purchasing something. So that's fairly straightforward. Things to focus on in terms of bottom of the funnel is making sure that your sales page is effective and super clear. Having email sequences that turn people into customers, so giving them deals, things like that. And then this is a really big one, paid ads that retarget people who viewed the page. So, for example, if someone ended up on the sales page and didn't end up purchasing, just throwing ads at them for the product. Like you see that all the time on Facebook. You look at, I had it recently with the new Rode adapter thing that they've released.
Yeah.
I looked at the page for that. I didn't intend to buy it. I just wanted to see it. And then just got bombarded with ads for it. Yeah. And so there's a couple tactics for bottom of the funnel that make it way easier to sell. So two things that kind of go together is scarcity and urgency. So scarcity is there's very few left of these. So for example, when plane tickets, they do there's only 3 seats left and they're $60. Buy them now, blah, blah, blah. And then urgency is things like having a timer on the page, or one of the things that a lot of sites do is the first time that you visit the site, they'll put a timer at the top with a discount code, and you'll have an hour to use a discount code to get like 20% off or something.
Oh, yeah.
So that creates that sense of urgency, because then the person who's on that site immediately has to go, oh, do I actually want to buy this product? Because if I do, I have to do it right now.
Yeah.
Upsells is a really good thing to do in the bottom of the funnel. So that's increasing the average revenue per customer. And it has to be related to the original product, because the people are already in a buying mindset. So if they're on that page, for example, if they're buying your Atmos pack, if they're on the checkout page and they also get offered a second Atmos pack for 80% off, they're going to go, oh, I might as well, right? I'm here anyway. And they'll just chuck it in and they'll get it. And sort of related to that is bundles. So bundling items together. So bundling Atmos packs 1 and 2 together, and selling them for a 60% discount. They're digital products. They don't have to be made. So there's the price that you set for them is somewhat arbitrary. So it's all about pairing items together for maximum value. Then you've got things like pre-sales. So that one does two things. It helps you gauge demand for a new product. And it also gives people a good deal on the pre-sale. So if people buy before the product is actually released, they can get 40% off or something like that. And then you've also got remarketing and retargeting. So like I said before, people get to the checkout page or they get to the site page, don't buy anything, you just retarget them and hopefully they'll come back. So those are the strategies for the funnel as it goes down. And then you also, as you're doing all of this, you also really have to consider what the buyer is thinking. So you have to really put yourself in their shoes. And there's 3 main reasons why people won't buy a product. Either the time investment required is too high, the monetary investment required is too high, or the business and the business model doesn't suit their personal values. Right. So particularly for personal values, that could be like a brand that is not sustainable. Yeah. And then people will go, oh, well, I don't want to buy from a company that isn't sustainable. So people will pay more if a product fulfills their needs and it aligns with their values and elicits an emotional response from them. So if people can look at a product and immediately see how that directly improves their life and their work, they're going to be much more likely to purchase it. Yeah. And in terms of the time investment and the monetary investment, they're both solvable by making the funnel longer. So the duration of the funnel is entirely dependent on the customer's investment. So if a product is $10, your funnel is going to be way shorter. Yeah. But if your product is $1,500, you're going to spend way more on retargeting. You're going to spend way more on making actually good qualified leads with people that are genuinely interested and engaged in your product. And you're going to actually be really, really invested in those people personally because it's a $1,500 product. Yeah. And then you've got all of these people. You've built your funnel. And then once you've built it, one of the big things that everyone has said, as I've been learning about this, is that your first funnel is not going to be good. Yeah. Doesn't matter if you've been doing it for years. Every single time, the first funnel that you make for a new product is always going to be poor because you're going to be going based on assumptions, and now you actually have concrete data that you need to fix. So you need to use the numbers and not biases. So say you do something and you're not getting enough conversions from the top of the funnel to the middle of the funnel, not enough people are putting in their email address, you have to figure out exactly what the problem is. Yeah. And fix that problem. Whether it's not clear enough on the page where they have to put their email address in, or the ad doesn't relate well enough to the actual page, so people are getting to the page and then going, this isn't what I actually clicked on. You've got to figure out what that is. And the problem that a lot of people make is they go, oh, it's not working, I need to put more money in it. So people just start pouring money into these funnels, and then nothing works. Yeah. So it's like pouring water into a leaky bucket. Sorry. Yeah, right. No good. It'll hold, but you're going to lose a lot. Yeah. As you go. So then I've got a lot of stuff on what to look for, but that's not particularly interesting. Actually, one of the interesting things, was consistently any product over $500 is a high ticket item. So it will then cost far more to actually get people to purchase. Something to do with psychology or whatever. People view anything over 500 as a much bigger investment than anything under 500.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I thought was pretty interesting. So I've got an example here of a sales funnel that I thought was really interesting. So this is to sell a $50 product by spending $60 on ads. So what they've done is they've spent $60 on ads. They posted an ad on Facebook and they put money behind it. 1,200 people saw the ad. Of those 1,200 people, 500 people actually clicked on the ad and ended up in the middle of the funnel. So that's a 42% success rate. It's also a cost per click of 12 cents, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Of those 500 people, 100 signed up for the free offer. So we got 100 people who put their email address in. It's a 20% success rate. Of those 100 people, 15 people opened up follow-up emails. Of those 15 people, 10 visited the sales page. Of those 10 that visited the sales page, 2 purchased the $50 product. Yeah. So of the $60 you've spent, you've made $100.
Yeah.
So that's $40 profit because it's a digital product, so there's no upkeep production costs.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And so the way that they've done this is the ad is an ad for an article. So they've written an article and then promoted it on social media. People have clicked on the article. Then on that page that the article is on, there's a free ebook download. People have to put in their email address to get the free ebook. Then those people get sent a follow-up email that promotes the $50 course. Then people visit the page and then two people buy the product.
Yeah.
That's $1.60 return on ad spend, which is pretty good. And then once you've built the sales funnel, you go through and you go, okay, that's good. How do we make it better? Yeah. So, for example, what can you add to the article to make it more targeted and have more people sign up for the ebook? Or how can you get more people to open the emails? Is it your subjects aren't interesting enough? Or is it the actual email address looks funky and it's going straight to spam? Things like that. Yeah. And then you've got this actual page itself. Can you improve the sales page so that people are more willing to buy it? Is your product description not good enough? Is it not clear enough? All that sort of thing. So that's all the sales funnel stuff. And then I've got a little bit on Tripwire Marketing as well, which I thought was super, super interesting. This is probably my favorite thing.
I had a little read of that, and it is interesting.
It's probably my most... you can tell I was very engaged.
Yeah. All the bold and capital letters and underlines. Yeah.
So basically the idea behind Tripwire Marketing is it's a form of upsell. So the statistic is that people are 60% more likely to buy from you again after an initial purchase. Yeah. So the idea is with Tripwire Marketing is that you offer leads a low cost product with the intention of selling them a more expensive one down the line. So the general cost of a Tripwire product is less than $10 to $20. Right. So very, very cheap. The goal of this product is not revenue. Your idea here is not to be selling it for a profit. You're not trying to make a lot of money off of this. The idea is to get customers, people that have already bought from you and trust your process. So a really easy way to do this is to just fit it into the sales funnel that we talked about before. So you've got the Facebook ad that promotes the article. People go to the article, and then on the article is the free ebook download. And then people who sign up for the ebook immediately get sent straight through to a page where they have a 1 hour timer to buy a a different course or whatever for 90% off.
Oh.
So it's like $9.
Yeah.
So it's like $100 course. They 90% off, $9, something like that. That's not right maths, but whatever.
$10.
Thank you. So yeah, way cheaper. Immediately, you've done two things. You've given them a sense of urgency, so they feel that they have to buy it. Second, they do immediately realize that this is actually a really good deal.
Yeah.
Because they're clearly already engaged with your product because they've downloaded the free ebook. And then you're also giving them a much cheaper option for something that they were probably already interested in.
Yeah.
Now, the content of the Tripwire thing has to be really good.
Right.
For obvious reasons, because this is essentially you trying to sell yourself to them. And you're making them more and more confident in your future products. There's a quote from a guy, and I haven't written down his name, which I kind of regret, but the quote is, people who pay attention. So people who actually spend money on your product are far more likely to return and to value your product rather than people that just get it for free. Because people that get it for free are just going to download it and go, cool, gone.
Yeah.
There's a guy who's written a book, a marketing book, and he gives the book away for free and just gets you to cover shipping.
Yeah, I got that book.
Did you?
I went down that funnel, yeah.
You did? Nice. Yeah. Was it the .com secrets one? Or was it a different one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Sell Like Crazy, it's called, or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that, yeah. Yeah, so you got pulled into that funnel.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so it's exactly that. That's a low cost entry point. And then he'll sell you courses and things like that.
Although the I haven't found the book that great.
Oh.
It's a bit self-centered.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so there's 3 main keys to making a Tripwire work really well. Number 1, make it really closely related to the free offer. 2, make it also really closely related to the high ticket offer, so the actual high cost item you're trying to sell, and make it a quick win for them, or make it instant gratification. So give them one quick tip, one quick thing that they can do. One quick audio thing to chuck in your project, and it'll sound great. Things like that. Yeah, so that's the gist of Tripwire Marketing. I think that's super interesting. I like that a lot. The rest is kind of just general marketing that I have here, all about like actually marketing a product and how to do it. So that gets a lot more complex. But those are kind of the main big things that I took out of it. So that's like probably 2 weeks of learning condensed into 40 minutes.
Damn. Yeah, that was like, my brain was just a sponge, just soaking it all up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super interesting stuff, and I'm really keen to actually put it into practice, because it all makes so much sense. And I'm going through it, and I'm going, oh, I've fallen into that funnel. I've done that. I've been had by Tripwire Marketing. Like I've done it before. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
So it clearly works.
Yeah.
And then you look at it objectively from this point of view, and you go, that sounds stupid. People would never fall for that. But then you think about it, and you go, I've done that. I have done that personally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you
Very
think? Do you have
interesting.
any thoughts after that? I'm going to have a drink of water because I think I deserve it.
Yeah, good on you. I'm just keen to try it. I'm keen to, like, my biggest thing is probably that target audience, all those questions. I've had plenty of stuff, when I studied audio and things, we talked a lot about business stuff and marketing as well, but we never got into that much depth into finding your audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how much does he earn a year? Like, I'd never thought of that.
Yeah, why would you?
Yeah, exactly.
But that's really important information, because then you can price your product based on that. Because if your target audience is earning like $60K a year, you're not going to market them a $2,000 course.
Yeah.
That's so much of their income.
Yeah, exactly. So, very interesting. I'm keen to try it. I have lots of ideas now. I'm thinking I'll come up with a few different packs just to have, and then I'll make a funnel to target one of them, so that way I have those other products if, you have customers that come back, sort of thing.
Yeah.
The customers for the bottom of the funnel, I have other products as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So things like, Atmos pack, music packs, what was the other one? Foley stuff. And then and the thing for the article, or like the free thing, or the, 90% off thing.
Yeah.
Would be a little course, or either an article on how to make different sounds yourself. And then it's like, here's a pack with them in it,
Smart.
Or a course, a little video on how to do them yourself.
Yeah.
So then I guess that's a bit more personal. I don't know.
I like that a lot. I think it's really cool, and I'm like, I've fallen into this whole thing kind of unintentionally, and I'm realizing that I'm super, super interested in it.
Yeah.
I think it's so interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's got all that like human behavior stuff in it as well, which I find so fascinating. But it's also creative, because you're creating these funnels, and I'm actually really keen to properly make one. I've still got like an hour to go in the course that I'm doing at the moment, so I've still got quite a bit to learn. It's really cool though, because it's like I think the course itself is like 3.5 hours long.
Wow.
And it's taken so far it's taken me like 12 hours, because I'm pausing constantly and writing notes and like drawing stuff out and thinking about it. So it's like, it's been really, really interesting. I'll find it quickly. I'll shout it out.
Yeah.
It's a Skillshare course that I'm doing. They should have Skillshare on an app.
They probably do.
There probably is, actually. That's stupid. Of course they have a Skillshare app. I'm going to find this. You have a talk.
Yeah. And other things I was thinking is, like, if we were to do this together, like what we were kind of saying before the show, with Froe Media, we could set up our website so that there's maybe 3 or 4 pages. Oh, yeah. So there's maybe the home one, which is kind of just everything, but that probably won't be used too much. And then we have photography, audio, and services.
Yes.
And our funnels will be aimed specifically to one of those pages.
Yeah.
So mine will obviously specifically be aimed towards... Oh my goodness, this fly is so annoying.
It is everywhere, isn't it?
Oh my gosh. My Atmos pack funnel will go straight to the audio page, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then eventually I could sort of try and link that back to services, or eventually I could make a funnel for a services page.
Yeah.
For mastering or something. I don't know. And I could offer a quick course.
Sorry, it started playing.
I also have an idea for if I were to try Tripwire Marketing.
Yeah.
I have an idea for I don't know if it's actually related to that, but what you said when you said, like, give them a quick tip, that's really helpful.
Yeah.
I have one that I'm keen to use.
Yeah, instant gratification is the name of the game.
Right. So, yeah.
It's the course is called Digital Marketing Strategy, Profitable Sales Funnel Fundamentals by Maggie Starra. That's the course.
Right.
She is a Canadian living in Australia.
There you go.
Good for her. And then she also has another course called Digital Marketing Strategy, Profitable Sales Funnel Mastery, which is 10 hours long. So
That's your next one?
I'm definitely going to do that.
Yeah.
That looks like it's all... Yeah, this is all like proper retargeting and stuff.
Yeah, right.
Wow, this looks really interesting. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely doing that.
I'd be keen for me to start doing this, start making a funnel, and then for you to just pick at it.
Yeah?
And just be like, no, fix this, do this.
I'd like that.
Change that.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'd like that a lot, actually.
Should do it.
So I started doing this last week. I don't remember. Week before last week? A little bit ago. And so I've been doing it for a little bit, and then I was kind of, sitting on it and going, I'm really enjoying this. I think it's really, really interesting. And I've been trying to figure out a way that I can actually work, if that makes sense. Because my big thing is that I want to be able to travel and do things, and, I don't want to be stuck in one place, which has been my biggest issue with photography and videography is that so much of that is location based. You become a Brisbane based photographer, videographer. Like if you want to spread that out, you have to be so well known to just go anywhere. But something like marketing is easily done online.
Yeah.
And doesn't need to be in one specific location. So, and I can merge that so easily with photography, videography, because it's the same set of skills essentially. And then, so I was kind of sitting on that for a bit, and then I saw a post the other day from this guy who is a growth marketing analyst, I think is his full title. And he was saying that he has been working as he's been working in marketing for like 10 years or something like that. And he started at 30K a year, then went up to 60, then went up to 90, then went up to 160. And he just got a job for $401,000 a year.
What?
Yeah. So there's quite a bit of money in marketing,
Yeah.
from what I understand. So I'm very interested in it, and I'd love to keep doing it. So I'm going to really delve into it, I think, and potentially do like freelance marketing and stuff, which could be cool.
Yeah.
But that's a long way down the line.
Yeah.
I still have a lot to learn and a lot of mistakes to make.
Yes. Yeah, so I think it's a good starting point to test all these things out on our own products.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm keen. It's super fun too. And I'm I remember on a slight tangent, speaking of Skillshare, I remember trying Skillshare ages ago, like probably a year or two after it started, and being just generally kind of disappointed by it.
Yeah.
I really expected it to be a lot better than it was. It just I kind of felt like I could get all of this information elsewhere.
Yeah.
But now going back to Skillshare, I now it's so much better.
Yeah.
Like it feels like a university education.
Wow.
Like it's the exact same format as what I was getting from uni, and it's $70 a year.
Rather than thousands.
Yeah. So, and it's really nice to be learning like that again, which I've been really enjoying actually. Clearly, because of all my notes. Yeah, no, it's been really cool, and I'm really enjoying it. Do you have anything else you want to quickly hop on the marketing train with?
Not really. I'm just excited to try it.
Yeah? Keen as. All right, well, that's like 50 minutes. Should we wrap up?
Yeah, probably.
That was a good effort. That went really quick.
Yeah. That was good. Well done talking.
Yeah, thank you.
Talked for that whole time pretty much. It was good.
An effort and a half.
Yeah.
But it's been like, it's one of those things where like you learn about it and then it just kind of swims in your brain for like days.
Yeah.
And you just can't stop thinking about it, which is fun. I love that. I haven't had that in ages.
Yeah.
So it's really, really cool to have again. Anyway, do you have anything you want to finish on?
No.
All right. Thank you so much for listening to or watching this episode of The Froe Show. We hope that you have a fantastic week. And if you want to give us money, you should go do that on patreon.com/The Froe Show or fall into our marketing funnels.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.